Well, hello again for another replay review. The second one, I guess. So this time we're going to be watching Thorden with Lieutenant. I would say he's a decent player. Not amazing, but pretty decent. Like he knows the game. And look at what he's doing. As always, if you're interested in me having a look at your replays, hit me up in the comments or in the replay review of the Bootcamp Discord server. So, I guess let's speed it up. Okay, slow it down. So wait a second. Oh. So how are we opening? Okay, we're opening. Okay, 1 second. This is probably Rangers and Light Rifle. I like that. Oh, that's an interesting unit. You don't see it a lot. I like seeing it, honestly. I like seeing it. It's basically like a worse MX-10 without the recon. Yeah, pivot's nice. So, okay. More recon, CS, infantry. Oh, triple stack of Abrams. I like the triple stack of Abrams through the middle, but I feel like then you need more infantry. Like maybe kick out the 2 CSs, get 3 more scrubs of riflemen or something. Because if you open with a triple stack of Abrams, for me, in the middle, what that means is that if your enemy is not coming middle, you want to have these buildings. Like if he's not pushing middle, rather. You want to have these buildings by the end of the opener. And with only 2 squads of infantry, that can go sour quite quickly. They might just get killed by, you know, some good infantry in there. And then you have no way to push them out. Recon Knight Rifleman. Yeah, like... okay, wait. And then we have... Okay, so this is Kiowa. Oh, it's a... Oh. Oh. Actually, I don't like this. Like, I like seeing a unit which is probably underused and actually looks pretty good. You ask me. I'm a fan of very good optics, very small recon helicopters, even though it's a pain that most of them, like this one, are a bit too slow, because 220 it's just a bit too slow. What I don't really like though is combining it with a DAP. I thought it was a 95 point Kiowa, the one with the 80 GMs, in which case I would have liked it combined with the DAP. But the thing is that the DAP already has medium optics, so the Kiowa, like, I don't know. I guess actually maybe it is good. I don't know, if you're like against a Ninja or a Tiger 2, because then the Kiowa can spot it and the DAP can fight it, but then also the Kiowa can tank. But then again, the Kiowa is slower, so cannot really tank. And also, if you have your Kiowa to tank, then as soon as it dies to the Ninja, then your DAP can't spot it anymore, so... I don't know. But yeah, I would definitely say, the only thing I don't like is, I like the opening overall, I have no issue with it. I don't know about, okay, actually, there are 2 things I don't like. The first is that, yes, he's got 2 pivots, but he's got none of the pivots where it really matters, I mean in the middle, because that's where he has something to defend from planes, really, or at least he's got tanks or high value units to defend from planes. And then the other thing, yeah, like I said, is the lack of infantry in the middle. I would say, I don't know, get rid of 1 squad of light riflemen. For example, on the right, you're not pushing here anyway, right? Do you really need 2 squads of light riflemen and a squad of rangers to stand here? I think you can get rid of some of this, or even just get rid of the pivots here. Oh yeah, no, get this pivot, get it in the middle, then get rid of the CSs or light riflemen here, or something, to get like 2 more stacks of riflemen to push the middle. Okay, gun 50s are actually doing some work. I guess it was already unloaded. But yeah, looks like a decent start. I don't... Okay, well, I hope... I don't know Thorden that well, right? So I'm gonna have to figure out a bit at the beginning, like... Here, if he's going here and not moving up, is it because he's microing over here? Or because he's not aware that he wants to be pushing up here? But yeah, looks like he is aware he wants to be pushing up here. But yeah, you see what I mean? Like, already 1 MI-17 and he's down to 1 squad of riflemen. He does get to destroy the Jakari, so that's nice. Yeah, that was the miss micro though. The Erics were spotted, and the least thing he should have done is turn towards him and make sure he doesn't get side shot. Then you can try dueling out, because you have, like, M1 IPs are really good against infantry, but Ericos are really scary against tanks. Probably we should have just fallen back. Sad. The CS could have been really useful there. Yeah, vehicles really aren't the best against Ericos because of that. Well, since they don't have an MG, obviously, they're always going to be shooting. Whoops. Yeah, don't zoom in so much, my kids. Holy fuck. Oh, Kiowa do some shooty. We got a CV, I like that. He's pushing through, but should be fine. Relocating the Abrams, I like that. Should have relocated the light rifleman though. Like, if he would have hopped them into here, I think they could have shot the KTs. Maybe killed at least like one, you know, done something. He does. Oh, but he lost all the. Oh no, okay. The Abrams are still alive. I think somewhat of a mistake. I don't really think you have so much of a issue here that you need to get your Abrams back, but okay. At least they're still alive, and if he. It's really important. Yeah, actually, though. Like, if now these two squads of Abricos get away, because if you had the Abrams, you could definitely have killed those, right? Like, you peek red now and you just kill them. It's 2 times 1 HP. And now they get away and they get healed, and that's actually massive. Like, he only gets 4 or 8 squads of Abricos for the entire game. Sure, he's not, like, as dependent on them for AT as he is. He's, like, playing at it with, you know, a Simrock, but they're just such a good unit that you really want to, you know, get rid of them. It's like, if your enemy is playing Israel, you're just going to focus on Maglands, because, you know, as soon as you've dealt with, you know, that unit, aka all of that unit he gets available in his deck, or at least most of them, you're just going to have a way easier time for the rest of the game. Okay, so now I want to see some supply trucks. Nice. We get a new recon queue. No, I don't like that. No, yeah, I guess to clear this, but no, you've got this one. I don't like that. Just because this is still the build-up phase of the game, and it's a phase of the game where you should really be putting most of your points into fighting units, in my opinion. Yeah, right. Quite it dies too. Do you? Oh, does he? No, he didn't kill the Syria, right? But the Syria is out for a long time. Oh wait, he lost his CV. Wait, was that what got sniped? Wait, what? Oh fuck, he just lost his CV. I thought it was just a recon hero. Well. Yeah, that sucks actually. Oh, damn. That's annoying. Maybe that's actually what just killed the Kiowa and I wasn't noticing. Okay, the good. He's taking control of this forest, he's got control of this town. Rivers could move up a bit. He has over this, but he was not able to take this. The opener. He has Abrams not moving up. He's got the right side. Yeah, negative. Not able to kill the Erics. Not able to deal with this. And I'm not liking this. Why does he have so many riflemen 90 and not riflemen? I don't know. Who the fuck uses that way? I got neutral because I want. Huh? Is that a transport or is that a helicopter you buy? I don't even know. I mean, it's got an autocannon, I guess. See too much. Double jump. And this is bad. And I don't know why the Abrams are not moving up. Like, if the Abrams are here, they can support here maybe a little bit. It looks like he's gonna lose this. Honestly. And that's pretty bad. He really... Oh yeah, it would have been very, very nice to have like an M1 Abrams over here. Like, you're playing as US, right? And that just implies that implies that you don't get the best infantry, right? Like, you're not gonna have Legion 90, you're not gonna have Erics or whatever, like, standing at the edge of the forest here. Which basically means whenever, you know, if you're playing Eurocops, you'd have Legion 90 at the edge of a forest. Instead, you need something like an M1 Abrams. Just kind of, yeah, kill incoming transports and so on. Because the infantry is just able to do that. I guess that's an issue here. Now we go forest fighting with these, which is a major issue. Like, they have 2 HP, 2 front armor, I mean. Which just means that they die. We still haven't moved up the M1 IPs. Now I'm really starting to get bothered here. We have a lot of stuff in Minnow, we're not doing anything. We're unloading super far in the back. It's like yes, there are some Eric's toys somewhere in here, but you still have this covered, right? You have ranges here. Maybe move your ranges like here, which allows you to have a pretty good idea of how much is going on in here, and, you know, means you can keep driving into here, and you don't need to unload all the way back here and so on. Sure, you might still need to deal with this the way you're doing here, more or less, but then do that. And now I'm really starting to get bothered by seeing Rifleman 90 everywhere. Yeah, the IP, well, yeah, the Abrams, which was needed over here, just comes a bit too late, like it comes after the infantry died. Now he lost the left completely. This died. Ugh, that's bad. That's actually bad. Here, well, that's nice. But moving in without infantry, definitely not so great. Can kind of work out because he's got a lot of firepower here. Like he's able to kind of stun knock infantry. Well, interesting game. Not the most common unit, but I'm fine with it. I don't like that he leaves the transports back. But no, yeah, he should do the transports. He should do the transports as a hero. Okay, so the pivots clears out whatever this was. Now moved our Abrams from the middle back here. Or Rifleman 90. Got an A3 Chaparral. Why did we get an A3 Chaparral? We had a DAP and a pivot, and all we saw. I guess there were 4 or 5 helos, but there was only MI-17s and so on. Like, sure, it is a situation where you might want to buy a Chaparral, but if you see, you know, like a bunch of MI-17s, you buy a Chaparral if you're ahead, not if you're behind. I guess, so I'll take back what I just said, in that we have seen a bunch of planes, so just having one pivot is maybe a bit shitty. A bit late on getting out the plane, the ASF. Like, he already bought it, right? So it was just about getting it. I don't know if it was still on evac, like still refueling, or if he was just a bit late. Now the enemy double CV. Okay. Why? Why? Okay. Right, let's see. Please tell me there's riflemen in here. Like, it's not that riflemen 90 are... Oh, okay, they are a bit bad because their MG sucks, right? But I think people exaggerate a bit when they say how shit Rifleman 90 are. Rifleman 90 aren't that bad. They're not great, but they're okay. The thing is just that they're not a unit which is really needed in the US playstyle. Like, the way you want to grind and play as US, mostly, right, if you play meta, and that is what he's doing overall, right? He's using the Abrams and CSs and all that kind of stuff. Is to spam Riflemen and Abrams, where other nations would rely a lot more on spamming or higher end infantry. Still with some cannon fodder of some sort, but yeah. And the reason for that is that you don't really get the great high-end infantry as US, right? You don't get the Legion 90, the Rima, the, I don't know, Eric's Panzer Jacare, anything, right? Anything. And so you basically need to rely on your tanks both for anti-vehicle and for a lot of the anti-infantry. You have other things which can do a lot of the infantry, namely, mostly, the 5-pointers, the MG5. Where are they? These guys, right? Because they have 3 front armor and a 50% accuracy brown. So they will do a lot of the anti-infantry work, and you have tanks which are really, really good against infantry, right? Because you get 9 rough, and you get 2 MGs, and you tend to get high armor on your cheap tanks, like the M1 IP and the M1 Abrams, right? But if what you're relying on, because you have no great infantry, to deal with kind of everything is tanks, it means that what you need for tanks is cannon fodder, right? Like, with infantry, you can pair high-end with, you know, medium-end infantry, and that can work pretty damn well for some decks. Like, you know, Eurocore, you can take, I don't know, Chasseur85 and pair them with Legion 90 or something. But, yeah, you don't get the Legion 90, so you don't want Chasseur85. You really just want base Chasseur or even reservists, which you don't get, to be the spam, because what your infantry is doing right here, it's walking across an open field for no other purpose than to spot what's in the enemy bush line so your tanks can shoot it. And, like, you might be like, 10 points, 15 points, at least these can kill tanks. 10 points, 15 points is an increase of price by 50%, right? That means instead of having 10 squads of infantry, you get 15. It's massive. I think I did math wrong there. Did I? No, I didn't. Okay, yeah. Also, this is a bit overkill. Like, one of these. I don't know why would you want assault engineers here? That makes no sense, right? Like, squad of infantry here, fine. One of these here, fine. Not even very good. But if it would be in a squad of infantry, it should be something that can shoot a vehicle driving by. No need for, like, a flame infantry back here. Okay. Wait, did it just get shot by? Did it get shot? I was gonna say irregularly, but then it's 4 HP, not 3. So yeah, like, you can mix in some riflemen 90 with your riflemen because they have the better AT, but I would say never more than 1 rifleman 90 for 2 base riflemen. And you're still using some Abrams in the general mix, right? Because yeah, against some decks it can be nice to have some other infantry which can kind of deal with vehicles, right? Like decks which are a bit more reliant on IFVs, like maybe Scandinavia or something. But yeah. And now we're being very passive. We're getting ticked on. We have 1 CV. I mean, it's not looking great. It's plunging, and like we did we did 2 mistakes in my opinion. We did the mistake in the opener of, like, we kind of got the stalemate, right? We were lucky in that regard, but still our main force was over here, and we did not manage to get this. Also we should have been able to. Just a KD deck. Why do we have I do not know who the fuck uses a Super M6. Well, I guess Thorden does, but maybe, I know, looking at the stats, it doesn't look that horrible to me. Maybe it's not that bad. Like, you do get 13 front armor, 15 AP, and 10 raw force, yeah. Why do people say it's so bad? Tell me in the comments. What is so bad about him? Yeah, right, again, like, we're using Rifleman 90 to push across an open ground. I see no smoke, and that's obviously bad. It's obviously bad, and now we're getting pushed in the middle and we have nothing there. I guess we have 1 M1 Abrams, but it's not participating. Like, yeah. Okay, now we have another triple stack of M1 IPs, which I like. But right, we have 4 tanks here. What do we need? Cannon fodder. We need riflemen, not riflemen, just a rifle. I'm actually curious to see how this goes. Slow this down. How good are these Abrams able to deal with it? Alright. Pretty damn well, so. Damn. I mean, not the best micro by the opponent, sure. Wow. Wait, did he lose? No, he didn't. But yeah, right, like this, why are we now, like, okay, great, we just killed stuff. Why are we driving our tanks in front of our infantry? Like, there could very well still be 1 squad of Abricos here, which now, you know, side shots this guy and kills another one. And there's no reason to let that happen, right, to ask for that. Go back here, wait for your infantry. Get, well, yeah, I like that. Yeah, no, I do like that. I was gonna say get some recon first, but no. We're so far behind in points. Wanna buy a CV first? Have an Abrams here. It's gonna go a lot better. You should focus fire the prompt sector. Going on over there. No, in the middle. Too far behind. Even there, the pivots could have dealt with that, but yeah. I would say in general, there's my main issue is that I see you playing very reactively. And passively even. Right? Like, what have you actually done in the last, I don't even know, 20 minutes actually, right? I mean, his enemy is playing a very kind of like aggressive in-your-face style. So, I guess to some degree that's due to that. As in, like, or, you know, he's doing a lot of like flanky stuff and so on, which, you know, you have this here, and which kind of puts Thorden in a position where he's always running behind and turning out the fires, however you say that, putting out the fires. But still, you know, like, he pushed here as a reaction to getting pushed out of here, or not, rather, he pushed, and as a reaction to his push, you dealt with his push, and that's why you pushed. Why didn't you push in the first place? Had 5 Abrams here, right? It's not like he pushed and then you bought 5 Abrams. You already had them. I guess you did he did counter push here, right? And that wasn't really reactive. It was more like, you know, the enemy took it at some point, and then 10 minutes later he took it back. So I guess that's what he's been doing. But yeah, like, right, we have a lot of stuff here. I don't like this. Like, moving up, why are we moving up in Abrams like this in the open? You know, like, with no Rican infantry around, without really having the M1s, like, in front of it to cover in case of M and so on. Like, I also don't like buying these things. Like, I know I said I like this unit earlier. Or I like team, oh, I like this. And I maintain that. But this is a unit for openers and maybe for nuclear winter. Know what I mean? Okay, what I mean, it's a wheeled unit, which is not amazing, but it's one of the best wheeled units you get. And it's pretty cheap, so it's good for openers. But that's all it is for. Or maybe a quick reaction force that can kind of shoot at range on some really big maps, right? But by now we are very far into the game, so unit density is pretty high. It's not the time that you really want something wheeled, and Plunging is not a map which promotes wheeled units. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to make any use of these, basically. Oh god, see, like, our Abrams died. Now we're pushing. Nah, this is not something I ever want to see. I'm sorry. That's just bad. Like, you don't push with 10 men of infantry across an open ground into the city. Yeah, lack of focus here, right? Like, it's... Imagine you still had, like, the CS, the two 5-pointers, and the M1 Abrams, and his two 150 90mm alive, and then we still haven't seen any... Good job on this, by the way, right? But we still haven't seen any smoke all game, right? Go like smoke, smoke, smoke. You wait till you get a squad of Recon and 2 more squads of Riflemen on top of your assault engineers, and then you can go, right? And you're like, Genghis, that sounds like so many things. No, I'm just saying, why 1 squad of Recon, 2 squads of Riflemen, so that's what, like 50 points, 60 points? Otherwise, just wait. That doesn't cost you anything. Then smoke, smoke, smoke. Put your Recon infantry in the front. It'll spot the spikes when they shoot at least, so you have, you know, if you put your 5-pointers first and so on, you might kill them. And then, yeah, send your infantry in and you should be able to... At least you have a decent chance killing your stuff here. Damn, so we're taking +4. Can we still make it? So with +1 we get 15 to 60 points per minute. You have 8 minutes. So yes, we can still win. Because 8 times 6 is 48. So okay. Let's see how this goes. The enemy needs to get a CV in. Really surprised he managed to get all the way here. I'm really surprised what the enemy's stuff is, because I don't think that Thorden's KD is so amazing. I feel like the opponent should have some stuff. Maybe he just lost too many air destroyers over. But no, just like 2 here, 2 there. Stuff. I'm not able to find. Maybe the CV is here. Or probably the CV is here. I would actually like. Yeah, I think Thorden's got a Nighthawk. Okay, yeah, perfect. I was about to say I would like it to see him Nighthawk this. And I guess he's gone. That's a +1. Nice. We're taking +5 and fucking plunging, guys. Until. Damn, that's bad. Deal with that. One thing, real quick. These riflemen really need to move up. Like, these guys are only on 2 HP, right? They're gonna get killed so easily. So it's so important to, yeah, get these in the front. Because it's really important to keep the +4 or +3 or whatever going. Which means having a CV here. Nice. Damn. What a game. What a fucking game. Kill it. Kill it. You'll see. Oh wow, you still got some people in, but doesn't micro them well. You actually have an interview. Oh, nice. Like, the fob is really amazing here, because by getting it back, you know, you kill whatever over there. So there might not be anything else. I'm not sure exactly where CV is. It was, but I guess over here. But let's see. I would still say we can do this. Please move up your rifleman. Kill that. That's really nice. Now what I would... And damn. Since when you have an M1 Abrams over there? Holy fuck. Did it come from here or something? But good. Going back there. This really is like kind of, I don't know, it fits. I played against Thorden like, I don't know, 3 or 4 times and mostly months ago or so. But yeah, this really fits my memory of his playstyle. Like, I know, not the best, but very tenacious and just kind of keeps grinding and going and doesn't give up. And does know the game. Like, when I say not the best, it's not meant in an offensive way at all. Well, yeah, I don't know, I'd like to say well played here, but I don't feel like it's quite appropriate. So in summary, my advice, and hopefully you'll get some more from the comments below, but it is, yeah, get rid of your Rifleman 90 and like take 2 cards of Rifleman and then maybe still a card of Rifleman 90. That really, like, it costs you so much this game, not having access to the real spam of the 5-pointers. You never were able on any flank to really accumulate the 5-pointers, and that's when it gets really powerful, right? If you have like 6 of them, then you can kind of A-move them, because they really start DPSing things down, because they start, because even infantry, which can kill them quite decently, won't kill them fast enough, as, yeah, you know, they get killed faster, and also because you can make them run out of ammo, which is really nice when you're also spamming tanks. And just having the extra, like, you have 50% more HP to tank for everything allows you to push a lot more, basically, right? Like to do what you were doing of spreading kind of thin and far, a lot more efficiently, because you can afford the Abrams a lot more everywhere, like 1 Abrams and 3-4 squads of riflemen, and do so much. You didn't go heavy on the planes, but why not? Your enemy played very infantry heavy. I feel like maybe you should have had a bit more base defense, because you could tell throughout the game, just by the kind of playstyle, I feel like, that your enemy was a bit of a cheeky guy, like, there was stuff, not really rushing, but infiltrating your middle. The kind of double stacks of Erikstreus, it's like that kind of like, yeah, you're that kind of a player. You saw the stuff sneaking on the left. I think there was also some sneaking on the right. So, maybe you should have gotten a bit more base defense. Your enemy really did a major mistake in the middle of giving you, like, the +4. Or, yeah, like, not trying to hold on to the city and getting a CV back in. I really think you could have done that. Yeah. Think about if you really need double stacks of stuff all the time, like the Light Rifleman at the beginning is mostly what I think about. I like your usage of CSs. Also, maybe it's a bit too heavy, but I think it's fine. I don't like, the V150 90mm later on into the game. I am a fan of them for the opening. And then, I don't know, there's a Kiowa DAP thing. Maybe it's something you've tested out and it really works well for you. I'm tentative on it, but I'll give you like, okay, if it works for you, it works for you. Maybe try out the 95-point Kiowa and so on, but I'm sure you've already done that or have the same thoughts. It's, I'm not saying anything too magical there. Yeah. I saw kind of a lack of recon units throughout the game, actually. Like, you had some squad of rangers here and there, but you weren't always immediately replacing them when they died and so on. And especially in middle, like, in middle I want to see 2 squads of rangers, not 0 to 1. Like, if not 2 squads of rangers, then at least some NAV scouts and or recon healers behind, and or what. Since it's Baltic, recon healers are not the best, so yeah. I hope someone enjoyed watching. Maybe you learned something. Leave me a like or a comment.